Greetings, there, people. Zero Cult Personality here. ToonKritic's name.
I am the best older sister ever.
Jesus
Onions.
fucking Christ.
Waffles! Oh, good. Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah. I knew this was gonna happen. Even when Keyframe's not here, it still happens.
I do this in her memory.
Of course you do. All of you people.
Honor of my belch, brother.
Welcome back to Roundtable's Magic, the show where we take a look at My Little Pony, whether it's Season 6, other topics, or Season 2. We're focusing on Season 2, continuing onwards with the Season 2 train. Today's episode we have is Sisterhooves Social. We have the following people with us. We have British Ninja.
Yee.
You and I are going to have a very long talk about your contract with the show, Ninja. We have Lightning Bliss.
I had cookies.
We have Voice of Reason.
Happy race day and/or Oscar day.
Oh yeah, the Oscars are tonight. Cool. And Cellspex was going to be our special guest, and she didn't get back to me in time, so we had to improvise. Also, Goldenfox and Keyframe are not here as they are moving into their new place with the Wilstonator. So, we have a few different people with us. We have filling in, we have Keychi.
Hi.
Who is pretty much an honorary Roundtable member at this point. And our special guest for this episode is Solar Flare.
Call me Goldenfox 2.0 because everybody else fucking does.
Oh, and there goes the PG-13 rating.
He is R-rated Golden Fox.
That's
Yep.
an Academy record.
Warning, chat. If you don't like the F word, you might want to skip this one.
But this is a family show.
I'll try to keep it on the down low, but I can't guarantee it.
Keep it on the down low, bro. Come on.
And what Toon was trying to say is both of us bronies put together equal one Cellspex.
Yes.
How low can you go?
I think Solar Chi is a little bit better than Golden Key. That's my personal opinion.
I don't want that ship to be a thing.
Hashtag Solar Chi. You guys know what to do. Anyways, we got episode to talk about today. Sisterhooves Social, one of the earlier Season 2 episodes. Definitely don't like it, but I'm not going to start things off. Who would like to go first? Well, don't everybody jump at once.
Go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or you can go with the oldest. Oldest first.
Oh, that automatically
let Grandma Blissy go first.
Oh, true. That was coming.
Okay, go ahead. What is one thing you liked about Sisterhooves Social?
I liked that we got a bit of a family on family introduction into this. I mean, like, hey, let's be real. It's like the first time we actually see the main six have parents. One of the first times. We know Twilight has parents. We know Applejack did have parents.
I mean, everyone did have parents.
And at the time, we didn't know if Fluttershy or Rainbow Dash has parents.
Well, obviously they have parents. Like, where did they come from otherwise?
The stork delivers ponies.
Yeah. So,
they're just formed from
I was
chaos.
nice to see some family interaction, but I was shocked that her parents were just so much different from Rarity. It's almost like they were your trash trailer parents in a way, and I just found that kind of ironic. But yeah, the family interactions was really cute. I love the interactions between Rarity and Sweetie Bloom, Sweetie Belle.
Jesus
Wrong,
Christ.
Sweetie.
Yeah.
See? There's Grandma Blissy messing it up again.
Oh, Solar.
You darn whippersnappers back in my day, we had Firefly.
Interactions between Sweetie Belle and Rarity were believable because, I'm a middle child, but I was also the older sister, and I kind of felt where both sisters were coming from. So, yeah, I like the interactions.
Okay. Who do you pass it to?
Well, yeah, to move everybody here, all these damn kids surrounded by them.
Says the smallest one that looks like a kid in the room.
I'm not gonna lie, before I met Bliss, I did think she was like around 20.
I like this guy.
I was like, that's older than people usually give her credit for.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, that's because I sound a little bit younger than I am. Like, people would go up to me and think I was like 18 or 19 and I'm 21, and it's like, no.
That's not that big of a difference.
You're 21.
Yeah, I am. I turned 21 like a month ago. Actually, not even a month ago. Fucking like a couple weeks ago.
Bliss, who do you pass it off to?
Oh, and I passed it off to these bloody whippersnappers. Get up, Malone!
Which one?
I'm thinking. Any, mini, money, both. Tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mom said to pick the very best one, and you are it. Ah, look at that, it's two.
Yay! Alright, so this is actually one of my least favorite episodes of the season, and it further proves to my head why I never liked Rarity to begin with. I thought at the time she was one of the worst characters in the show.
Good thing, by the way, is what you're looking for.
Oh yes, good thing. But the one big thing that I loved in this episode is that it's really great to see the sister dynamic between
God.
Yeah, I remember that was a show. That was interesting. I love the dynamic between Applejack and Apple Bloom. It was really good to see the chemistry between them. And I don't think they get enough love. Given in this episode how they're just so chill with each other, they operate like really well. Just like, what does uncouth mean? And then friggin' Apple Bloom just belches. I'm just like, yes, this is a sister duo I can get behind. Which is, yeah, Apple Bloom I think is my second favorite out of the CMC. Scootaloo being my favorite, and it was great to see how they were actually able to connect really well with Sweetie Belle, because Sweetie Belle's just like, what the heck am I gonna do? My sister's being a bitch, so can I get some semblance of order around here? Oh, this is how we're supposed to do it. Good. Applejack and Apple Bloom are the shining example of how a great sister team works, and I think they're the best when it comes to Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo and Rarity and Sweetie Belle. That's just me, though. And I'm gonna pass it to Solar.
The thing I liked the most about it is we kind of see Rarity get something that she isn't really that used to. Because when originally, when we were talking about this earlier, I was like, oh, Rarity was a bitch, and she was this, and she was that. And Ninja pointed out, well, she hasn't exactly lived with Sweetie Belle. Like, she's kind of just been on her own up until this point.
Damn it, took my point. Oh, my God.
Now you know how I felt during the Power Rangers live stream. Shut up.
I wasn't there, so shut up.
Yes, you were.
Exactly.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
No, he wasn't.
I wasn't. I was there in spirit. I was looking over you.
But fucking, no, I was going on, I was thinking, the more I thought about it, I was thinking about to my experiences with my brothers, and we fought a lot, and hell, we were there we lived with each other, and we disagreed on pretty much everything. So, looking back on that, I'm like, wow, it's actually kind of surprising that she did get together so well with somebody that we're officially, just meeting now, sort of, kind of. I pass this point off to the British guy.
Alright, so because Solar Flare completely stole my point from earlier in the call, I'm just going to kind of reiterate what I wanted to say. Now, granted, this is a personal thing that might not apply to many, but I can totally relate to Sweetie Belle. I'm the youngest child. I had a big sister who's a good 5 years older than me. So she was always the boss. She always got the cool stuff, always got the hand-me-downs. And I specifically recall the point where I snapped and I legitimately wanted a new sister. So yeah, I can totally relate. I think both Rarity and Sweetie Belle are in character. They play off each other well. Yeah, they're sometimes jerks to each other. That's just how siblings are. Sweetie Belle's a kid, and Rarity is not used to living alone with children running around. So yeah, this episode's just awesome. Zach is objectively wrong in every way possible.
Oh really? About what? About what?
At everything, Zach. Just give up, basically.
Literally everything I say is wrong.
Yes, pretty much.
Everything
So,
you say is wrong.
I'm going to end it on saying that this episode inspired my favorite parody from Friendship is Witchcraft, which was the Sweetie Bot episode. It was great.
Day Soul Sister is best Friendship is Witchcraft thing.
It was great. So,
Why do you not accept my love?
speaking of Friendship is Witchcraft, I guess I'll mosey on down to everyone's favorite Friendship is Witchcraft fan, which is Voice of Reason.
Yeah, that's one thing that that's one good thing that came out of this. It produced the best Friendship is Witchcraft episode.
Yeah, it was great.
Bar none. But if I have to, like, one thing I really did enjoy from this episode, I guess I'll follow up on a British Ninja's point. The relationship between Rarity and Sweetie Belle is natural. Again, I'm gonna view this from the older sibling. The older sibling perspective. I'm the older child. I have a younger sister, and of course we do not get along.
I can sense my point being taken. Darn it.
And like
everybody just has a habit of hijacking each other's points, don't they?
Just like the interactions from like, oh, can you handle like, Rarity say, oh, can you handle this? Yeah, and like for some reason she ends up screwing it up, not realizing like the tiny intricate details. Like I could like that. I've had that happen with my sister and I know. I know a couple other people that have that same relationship, the same sibling relationship. I know Josh is one. As he mentioned, I think in his top 10 personal episodes. But yeah, like just how natural the relationship between Sweetie Belle and Rarity is, and how real it feels. Well, it's not my favorite episode. I think this is one of the things that propelled it to like honorable mention status for season 2 in terms of like favorite episodes. Also, Sweetie Belle, best DMC, suck it tune.
Everyone, I think to quote Ninja, everyone is allowed to have a wrong opinion.
And yours is the wrongest. Okay, pass it down to Keychi.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna sit over here with my bowl of Edgeos then and just enjoy this while this moment lasts.
Voice of
well,
clapbacks.
I know this is not a popular opinion, but I actually kind of side with Rarity in this episode for the most part.
Heresy!
Like if you watch the episode, for the majority of it, she spends a lot of time just trying not to go off on Sweetie Bloom. Like she calms herself down like 4 or 5 times just to keep from yelling at Sweetie. I think that shows a good level of maturity. She only really actually started arguing back when Sweetie Belle was like, I don't need a big sister! You know, because she was at her wit's end. Sweetie had used up these apparently hard to find or rare gems that she had to go dig up. She disorganized her room, which I can understand organized chaos. I'm similar. Like, you know where everything is, even though it looks messy to other people.
That is so
I can understand it. It's just one of those things. Like, some people, I'm one of them, your room, it looks like chaos to everyone else, but if you're like, hey, go find that thing, you're like, here it is, and they're like, how'd you find it? I can relate.
There's a method to my madness.
I think it's something with, like, maybe people who are, what's a good word? Who do a lot of, like, art or creative type things. I think it's just the way some of their minds work.
Wait a second, is this why when we go to our hotel rooms that everything's, like, so messy we know where to find everything right off the bat?
Yes.
Everybody organizes their things to fit their specific needs. So if somebody else goes around and, like, organizes it to quote-unquote their standards, then that's obvious most of the time anyways. That's not going to gel very well with you. You're like, why'd you move this here?
Yeah.
I had it there so I could reach it easier because I'm short or what the fuck ever.
Yeah,
So,
in particular, I've noticed that creative types tend to be more like that. They'll have things in the most random of places, but they can find it immediately. Whereas if they take the time and organize everything, they're like, wait, where did I put that one thing? How am I not finding this thing I just cleaned up? So I can kind of side with Rarity. Also, kids are annoying.
Yes, they are. I know how that,
Yeah.
I know how that feels.
I
most
had
of the time, they are the spawn of Satan.
Yeah, I had the same kind of
They're the perfect
experience
birth
when
control, other people's kids.
Yeah, I had the same experience, like babysitting my niece when she was younger, and I was not an adult at the time. I was like maybe older teenager, and at one point I was just like, I just want her to go home. She wasn't even really doing anything. It was just not used to being around kids, and it just makes you dislike them even more.
I know that feeling. I mean, I was the little sister to my two older sisters, and my eldest, Val, who should not be named, lightning strikes behind me. But she was 5 years older than me. So I had my second elder, who was 1.5 years older. And whenever her friends would come over and they were talking about walking to the park or something, I wanted to tag along. They were going to have fun together. They're going to go to the park. I don't go to the park very often. I want to go. So I would follow them, and my sister would be like, go home. You weren't invited. I'm like, what? Why can't I come with you? He's like, because you're making me look bad and you're a loser. Go home.
Ouch.
That's older siblings. Because I went around and did the exact same thing to my younger brother. I'm 3 years older than him. Hi, Zach.
No, it's funny too. I sort of had that experience. Despite being an only child, there was one time where I went to Disney World, and my mom went with her best friend and she had a son who I basically had to babysit. And even though me and him were tight, it really did feel like big brother, little brother stuff. And he was annoying as fuck. I was wanting to have so much fun. He's like, I'm tired. I want to go home. And my mom's like, we got to go home. And I'm just like, are you serious? I am all jacked up and ready for fun. And we have to go because of him? That's actually, by the way, fun fact about that. That's actually, that trip is where I learned the F word.
Okay, wait a minute. Stop. Y'all spent hundreds of dollars to go to Disney and had to cut it short because of that kid.
Well, we had several days, but it was like the second day, and he's like, I'm tired, I want to go back. We got to go back. Really? No, fuck that. And my mom and her best friend looked at me just like, excuse me? And I tried to be tough, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I said.
You heard me, woman!
Oh my god!
Did I fucking stutter?
And that is the time where my head would have been off on the pavement somewhere.
Kid.
My ass would have been kicked so hard it would have came out of my fucking mouth.
All right.
See,
So since we're at the end, Keychi, what is one thing you disliked about this episode?
one thing I disliked is that it doesn't feel like it doesn't seem like the episode makes it seem like Sweetie Belle did anything wrong. Like, it paints her as if she did absolutely nothing wrong in the episode, where she kind of did. I understand she's a child and might not know any better, but at the same time, there was no real consequence. It was like, hey, I messed all these things up, but I'm hurt. I'm right.
My fifis.
My fifis. But that seems to be kind of a running thing with the CMC, where they do something wrong, but they don't really get held accountable most of the time. So I guess that's more of a show flaw rather than a particular episode flaw.
Also,
Yeah.
You stole my point. I hate you.
Sorry.
So
But
Now I gotta
Yeah.
find a new one. God.
well, in that case, I'll pass it to Solar. Just-
no, we
okay.
go backwards actually. Who was
Oh, okay.
before Voice?
I think Voice, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, pass it back to Voice.
I have nothing to complain about.
Seriously?
I don't think. No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't think it's a bad episode.
Okay then.
Okay, who are you? What did you do with Voice of Reason?
Like, Voice could not find anything wrong. That is rare.
off the top of my head, I cannot think of anything that I disliked in this episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Pass it back to... Who did you pass it back
What's
to? British
Ninja.
Oh yeah, Ninja. I think he's away for a second.
I thought he had been quiet.
Yeah.
Damn it, Ninja!
Ninja!
So yeah, Solar's next.
You motherfucker! I like how it's like Keychi steals my point, and then the next two people conveniently have nothing to contribute, so it just goes right back to me. Okay, you know what? Since I did this in the Power Rangers podcast and Keychi didn't get my specific points, I'm just gonna point out that we saw Sweetie Belle take but not really give, as what Applejack was saying to Rarity. Sisterhood is a give and take. You win some, you lose some. In order for both of you to enjoy each other's company, you have to do things that maybe one person may not like as much, but the other person enjoys.
But didn't she try to help by cooking her breakfast or helping her organize her room and stuff like that?
The thing with the breakfast is she did that on her own. That was something she wanted to do. And you know what? Her parents are to blame there because they weren't supervising this child in the kitchen.
Okay, that was true. But she went out of her way to help organize her sewing room, not under the impression that was her creativity room and it was organized chaos.
Yeah, we're not saying she didn't have good intentions.
Okay.
But we never see Sweetie Belle doing stuff that Rarity wants to do. We just see Rarity giving in at the end of the episode. It's okay, well, she wants to do something that's going to get me all dirty, then I'm going to do that. But we don't really see her do the same thing.
But doesn't this count that she asked Rarity, can I help with whatever she was doing? And then Rarity's like, no, just go over there.
Well, yeah, but at the time, she kind of did mess everything else up.
Yeah,
So,
she was
I
already
can
kind of livid at that point.
Okay.
If you
I'm not trying to doubt your point. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not missing something here. Because
let's just say that you're building a model airplane or something, and then your little brother comes by and messes the whole thing up, and then he stands by you can I help? No, just stay over there, please, so I could fix this. Just please.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get from it. It's just I don't want you to mess up more things because you've already messed up a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Just stand there. I want you to stand over there so I don't go off on you about messing something up.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Ninja's back. Okay, thanks for making me go ahead of my time, dickhead.
Hey.
Now it's your turn.
So what was one thing you disliked?
I don't have much to say. I mean,
seriously, you and voice. Come on.
God, son of a... even if he was here, it wouldn't have mattered, because he just would have fucking passed it right back to me.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I was walking back and I was like, crap, I really don't have anything I hate about this episode or actively dislike. I think it was all just lovely. I like the fact that they didn't even win. What dislikes? Come on, Ninja, you're a cynic. No Pinkie Pie.
Oh wow!
Really? Okay.
I can hear sketchy reeing in the distance.
0 out of 10. Pinkie wasn't in it.
0 out of 10. There was no Pinkie Pie.
Oh my god! I'm so glad Keyframe isn't here to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
You monster.
So I pass it back. Oh, I guess Solo has already gone.
Yeah.
You pass it back to Toon.
Yeah.
Pass it back to Toonie.
So that leaves me. I have one important question. How the fuck do you burn juice?
You microwave it.
How
do you liquefy it and then burn toast?
It's the same question of how you burn a milkshake. How do you burn juice?
I mean,
how do you burn a milkshake underwater?
Technically speaking, you can burn water. Fire can exist on water if there is enough flammable either oil or substance that can be set ablaze on water.
Also, juice is an acid.
Bliss, you need to take a look at this. I'm sorry.
Wait, what happened?
Look at
my
the
God.
Look at the art. Hang on, I'll fucking link it. That's great. It's beautiful.
You
My
darn whippersnappers.
You darn whippersnappers!
Suck.
I like how she still has the big floppy ears. You look so.
Like, she looks like the grandma from Codename Kids Next Door.
She looks so brittle. It almost looks like she's got arthritis. Like Jesus, look how brittle she is.
I'm expecting to hear like rusty creaking when she's shaking her like that.
Mhm.
Now, here's the thing. I didn't actually have anything that I really disliked about this episode other than Rarity being
You
Rarity.
motherfucker! God, no.
See, that question wasn't from me. That was from cartoons. But because somebody didn't want him to be here, asshole, that's why I decided to say it for him.
Right. Now I have a very important. Let's have a live debate on Roundtable is Magic. Was Rarity intentionally done that way?
What do you mean?
Like here's something that I learned when watching Digibro, is that most fuck-ups with episodes are done intentionally for some kind of purpose. The only way it could be an act of criticism that makes the episode less sort of quality-wise. I mean, you can still find it less enjoyable, because that's completely subjective, but unless it was something that they didn't intend to do, then it can't really be a true criticism of the episode in terms of quality. So did they intend to make Rarity that annoying, or that, as you put, not misguiding, problematic, shall we say?
Well, I would say probably, just because they wouldn't. If she was perfect, like say Applejack, they wouldn't really have much to do with their relationship. There wouldn't have been so many cool Sweetie Bloom, Rarity sister episodes where they both grow as sisters.
They need
Whereas, yeah, like that's just normal.
Okay.
That's
So from
how
what I'm-
siblings
yeah.
are.
So, don't worry, Zach, what you're saying is a legitimate criticism for your own personal taste, that you didn't find it enjoyable because she acted this way.
I just don't like Rarity pre-season 5, I think.
I would argue that, I mean, because you're basically having the same perspective as my husband Lars, who is also an only child. You don't have a sibling. You are an only child. You may not see it the way that some of us might.
And yeah, and that's, I can't say that's the episode's fault. I can't say that's your fault. It's just one of
Yeah.
those
I
chances
don't
of life.
like
I think
the way Rarity acted, but here's the thing. I'm siding with Sweetie Belle. See, Bliss, you got me doing it.
Nobody did it right, girl.
He did it too! You heard it here, Chad! He did it too!
I am
haven't said
siding
it, yeah.
with Sweetie Belle on this because she was just trying to help. She just wanted to do something. To be fair, Rarity wasn't doing anything with her, and what else were you really supposed to do? You're bored. And the little collage thing that she made was with good intentions, but Rarity, I think, did not act the right way because she's a workaholic diva.
I
Sounds
think in
sounds
that-
like somebody I know.
I think in that situation,
Zach, you better not be referring to me.
What? No.
We're just referring to another white magic user.
You know, you can
I-
find another vector artist.
you know what?
Free.
Rarity looking at that painting is a perfect parallel between what's happening right here. You know, if Rarity looked at it at complete sort of face value and said, okay, well, there's no meaning behind this. You just wasted all of my gems. Kind of like how Toon's thinking, well, I don't know, I just didn't like how she acted. You know, I didn't like the reason behind it.
That point right there is going to lead up to why I dislike this episode. On the
Oh,
side.
good segue then.
I don't like the parents. I mean, seriously, your eldest daughter is a businesswoman. She's running a store. She has a job to do. I get it. You're going on vacation. I'm going to assume they planned this with her in advance.
Wait,
Yeah, they did.
Okay, they did. All right.
No, they did.
Okay, they did. Still, though. Okay, you know what? Okay, I don't like the parents and I don't like Rarity in this case. Because if Rarity planned this with them, then realizes her mistake, she should never had agreed to watching Sweetie Belle in the first place. And yet at the same time, I can't help but feel like the parents never should have asked her because she is a business owner. She's got a job to do. She works probably like major big
time.
store hours that any owner would have. And yeah, she's a workaholic. I respect that because I workaholic.
We presume.
I
Wait,
Actually,
hang on.
I
Hang on a
went
second.
back and watched the episode before this podcast, and what it was is they had planned it, probably mentioned it offhand, and Rarity forgot that she was supposed to be coming over that week.
yeah.
Question: was it meant to be just for that? Because like, she still lives with Rarity. Like
No.
they never came back.
I don't know. I don't
They
know.
never came back. They died
cons-
on that holiday.
Well, considering that Sweetie Belle had like a ton of luggage, I think it's safe to assume that she does not live with Rarity.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
When your girl says that she's gonna be packing for the weekend.
Yeah,
kind of
I-
like with me. I'm gonna get
Alright.
real here for a second because I love my family, and yeah, I'm gonna be real for a minute. So I'm in a situation where I live with my parents, my grandmother, my younger sister, and her son, and she's trying to make the best for herself and have a good job and take care of her son. My grandmother has Alzheimer's disease, and there's a moment in time where I headbutted a lot with the family because I'm trying to do a job. I am working from home. Nobody, like any family, we don't always communicate correctly. I'm guilty of that just as much as any of them. So when they would come in unannounced, I'm in the middle of editing, say, a TF2 project, or I'm recording lines or something. They come in and they say, hey, I need your help. Can you watch your grandmother for the day? Or can you watch your nephew for the day because we're all working? And my eye twitches, and this has become a nasty habit. I rolled my eyes, and I'm like, because I work from home, everybody automatically designates me as the babysitter. It's not like I have a real job, even, or something. Is that it? So, yeah, it gets really heated. So I understand where Rarity's coming from. But at the same time, it's not fair to have that mindset. It only makes the relationship with you unhealthy between your family members, but then they start to fear you and get uncomfortable asking you for help once in a while, especially the fact that you're kind of living in their house and don't really have to worry about bills and whatnot. Well, you get the idea. I'm not saying Rarity, Rarity is independent. She doesn't have to worry about living under her parents' thumb, but have a little closure in the fact that, you're helping them out and helping your little sister out. She wants to bond with you. Don't be a jerk. And that's how I kind of view myself. Don't be a jerk if they ask you for help once in a while. So yeah, I didn't like the parents as well as Rarity, in that they were kind of being a jerk to each other. Yeah. I got real and everybody fell silent.
Because we're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want to interrupt you.
Do you not want us to listen?
Yeah, go ahead. I am done. That is
Okay.
the realism.
Well, that pretty much covers everybody, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This one will buy a lot faster than I thought it would. Oh well. Okay, so now that you've made it this far, what should you put down?
Yee.
Shut up!
Oh my,
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay,
Everyone
what is this
put-
yee thing?
No,
What-
we're not gonna.
Put-
We'll,
No,
we'll explain
no,
it later.
no.
You can put
Everyone
down in
put
the
yee
comments
as a
if you've made it this far. You can either put down #Edgios or #Grandma Bliss.
God bless
I
America.
want a lot of art of Grandma Bliss.
No! No,
I-
Grandma Bliss!
I want Grandma Bliss to tell me bedtime stories.
No.
Or #SolarChi. That works too.
No, Grandma
No.
Bliss.
Actually, then again, a lot of people seem to like my stories.
Back
Now,
in my day!
Back
With-
in my day, the war killed my dog.
with the future kind of being up in the air at the moment, Samurai X07, thank you for following. With the future of season 7, we don't have a release date yet. I was hoping we'd get one soon. We'll probably get one next month. We have not figured out what the next Roundtable's magic is going to be. However, the next episode that we're going to be filming, we're finally going to be recording, sorry. We're going to be recording the first episode of Comics Are Us live on Friday, which will feature myself, KeyFrame, Voice of Reason, and Silverquill. So,
Ooh.
this is going to be the start of a fun new comic-related podcast that'll go up on Voice's channel.
Yep.
And we'll figure out the next roundtable thing eventually.
Hang on, let's go through the episodes. Let's have a look. Hang on.
Do we
Season
still
2,
have
right?
more season 2 to cover? Like,
Yeah, we have tons of
20.
season 2 to cover. Are you kidding me?
I gotta point this out here. Wait, so the guy who gets confused for Golden is being shipped with Keyframe's daughter.
oh,
Ah!
whoops.
Whoopsie!
Oh my
fucking
God.
doopsie!
Anyways,
God.
thank you for
Do
tuning
not
in.
want.
We will see
Uncle
you on the
Solar
next
Flare.
episode. Thank you for watching and stay awesome.